Always wear my earplugs so I don't hear myself scream.
Hey everyone, so I just got back from, no, I always say so. I'm gonna fix this. Hey everyone, I just got back from Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And it was amazing. If you have already watched my spoiler-free car review, this is the next level. This is where we get into the spoilers. So we're gonna be talking spoilers in this review. So if you don't want to hear about spoilers, then maybe go watch the movie first and then come back, because we're gonna be talking about it. So that's your spoiler warning out of the way. What a movie. As I said in my spoiler-free review, I do love how this movie is just like such a good reason to go to the movies. It really is just a treat if you are a movie-going fan, or if you're someone that honestly has been struggling to go to the movies lately because you feel like, what's the point of going? Like, this is a movie you should actually go see. I think you'll really, really like it. It is action-packed. It is just exciting, thrilling. You're on the edge of your seat, like gripping your chair, thinking, oh my gosh, am I gonna fall off this cliff? Am I gonna fall off this train? It really has everything. And the sequences in it are not just exciting, but they're also just dang entertaining. They'll make you laugh. They'll make you worry. They'll just get your blood pumping. Like, my favorite thing about watching action movies is when I can feel my pulse accelerating. And this is a film where you will literally feel your pulse racing. I promise you that. It is really fun for the action, but it's not just about the action here. It's also really great for the acting in the movie. You may notice, I definitely noticed when I was watching this, I felt like a lot of the shots were very close, really focused on what's happening with the actors. And I gotta say, the range that we get from Tom Cruise in this is just perfect. I love him as Ethan Hunt. I wish he could just play Ethan Hunt like forever. I don't ever want Mission Impossible to end. I can't believe we're still making movies. Like, when you think about it, this franchise has been going on since 1996. So that is more than 20 years of films. That's crazy. Like, what franchise has that kind of staying power? We're gonna be heading towards 30 years soon. And I mean, I don't know if it'll go on that long, because it does seem like the next one is supposed to be maybe the last one. It's the last one we're getting with Ethan Hunt, whatever that means. I think that means that Tom Cruise will be done. But you know, he's got Top Gun stuff to focus on because Maverick did so well. So yeah, just the level of quality that we get with this film in terms of across the board, the action, the acting, the sound. The sound is another major component of this movie that is amazing. We get a lot of returns, which I really enjoyed as well. So pretty much everybody's coming back in this movie. Or, well, not everyone. There are some people that we lost along the way. We'll remember them fondly. Jeremy Renner is not in this movie. Sorry to disappoint you, friends. But you know who is in this movie? Haley Atwell. We got her in here as Grace, and she is awesome. And I love how much of this movie, in terms of the story and the action, just keeps you guessing. So you never really know where they're gonna go next. Even as someone who has watched all of the Mission Impossible movies, and I think I know what's going to happen, there were moments where I was surprised. And even though I know there are certain characters that are going to make it out, I was also just afraid that they were not going to make it out. And not all of them did. We lost some folks. Elsa, rest in peace. At least she got to go out with a really badass sword fight. That was super cool. I was going to say, like, obviously I understand we're kind of going back to Ethan having like lost his wife, and then we find out that like Gabriel is the person that basically caused his wife to die, which is the mission that basically sent him down this path to join IMF. So I like the idea that we're kind of coming back to that sense of loss for the character to really drive home that he already doesn't like Gabriel, but now he really has a vendetta against him, which isn't just a conflict to advance his character, it's also a conflict to advance the plot. Which, let's talk about that for a minute. So the focus of this film is basically Ethan gets this mission It's an impossible mission, because that's what we do, because it's IMF, as they acknowledge in the movie. And I like how there's moments where they acknowledge how ridiculous some of the stuff in Mission Impossible is, but they just kind of roll with it, which I think is really fun. There's still lots of mask reveals, which I loved. And I love that as well when Grace is impersonating the White Widow, she has the voice sticker on her throat. Oh, it's just so ridiculous. It's so great. I love it. And also when they even put the mask on her, her hair is down. It's just like, we don't care. The mask just covers everything. It makes you a totally different person. But yeah, the objective of the film, the mission that we're here to do, is there is a key that needs to be retrieved. This key is in 2 pieces, and they don't know what the key goes to. But what they do know is there's this threat known as the Entity. And the Entity is basically a sentient AI, an artificial intelligence, that has gone rogue, that is trying to mess with the world and potentially cause the end of humanity. It's a classic watch out for that AI story, but it is very topical today because obviously AI is a huge topic. I did a video on an AI that I actually worked with a team of people to make of myself. So it's very relevant today. So I really liked how topical that theme was. Also, the sub at the beginning also felt weirdly, I shouldn't laugh. People died. It felt weirdly topical. And the next movie, we're going to be going underwater, which I'm very excited for because that's where some of the most dangerous stunts I feel like happen in films. Underwater stunts. And you know we're going to be really going underwater because this is Tom Cruise. And in this movie, the biggest stunt that he does is he literally throws himself off of a cliff on a bike. I mean, off of a ramp, which then they CGI'd to look like a cliff. He at least drove a motorcycle off a cliff. I'm sure he had to parachute after that because I don't know how you get down without falling terribly. And I looked at a stunt where somebody did that, or a jump where somebody did that. I don't know if it was actually a stunt, where it wasn't far enough out. And yeah, you will smash your legs on rocks. If it goes wrong, it would really be terrible. Like, you could definitely die doing that. Shit. It's crazy. I cannot believe the level of stunts that Tom Cruise does on sets. And he also trained for apparently a year, or I think a year, they said at the beginning, to do that stunt. So there was just a year of training that wasn't even they were making the movie. That was just Tom Cruise training to do the stunt. That is insane. It's insane. So they have to basically take out this AI in the film, and that's what it's all about. And what do? We bring back some of the key players. So we got Ethan in there, we got Benji in there, Luther is back, but we also are bringing in some new folks. So Grace is the sort of new kid on the block. And I can already see, I feel like the way this is going, this is my prediction for part 2, is that we're actually going to be building up to a new team. And so this will end and Ethan Hunt maybe will die. I think he might die because he does always talk about how he wants to put his team before himself. So I think he's going to sacrifice himself, guys. And I am going to be a mess because it's been so long. I'm not ready to say goodbye. I'm not ready. But the new team seems like it's going to be Grace, who is Haley Atwell's character, Paris, who is Palm's character, I think, in this movie, who she starts out as a villain and then she flips sides. And I knew she was gonna flip because she seemed so cool. Like, I was like, there's no way we're gonna just get rid of Paris in this movie. She is so awesome. So yeah, Paris, who's played by Palm. And we also have this other guy. I forget what his name is. He's part of the sort of CIA team. I think his name is Degas. Is that right? Am I saying that right? I think he's gonna be the other person. Basically, he's like the junior CIA agent. So the junior CIA agent, who I think his name is Degas, but I apologize if I'm not saying that right. They don't say it that much, I feel like, in the film. He, I think, is gonna be the third person. So that'll be like their little new triumvirate that they'll be building. And yeah, I'm really excited for it. Also, that car chase though. The car chase in the little Fiat. Oh my gosh, it killed me. It was so good. It was so funny. It was so scary. It was amazing. Anyways, just an amazing movie that really shows you how you can use action sequences to really tell a story. and it can actually make the story feel more impactful, which is contrary to what a lot of people feel action films are. But to that, I would say the action films that they are watching are probably not very good action films, because action should always drive the story. It should never be a hindrance to the story or feel like a slog or feel like nothing's really happening to advance the characters of the plot. So those are my thoughts. I really enjoyed it. I'm sticking with the, actually, you know what? I'm gonna bump it up. It really is a phenomenal movie, like on all facets of it. I'm gonna say 6 IMF agents. Do we have 6? I think we've had 6 throughout the films out of 5. It's really amazing. You should go see it in theaters. Let me know when you do, and let me know what you thought in the comments. That's it for me, friends. Stay nerdy. Bye.